So I think it
daughter.
was like 9 of them. But I think when I had him, and then I met my wife. I met and married my wife in '90, and we have 2 kids, Chelsea and Wengay Jr. And the 11 grandkids hail from the first 2, which is Brandon and Antonio. They took that verse in the Bible about be fruitful and multiply and went crazy with it.
You took it and ran with
But,
it.
but the 2 youngest ones from my wife, Melissa, we'll have kids from those yet. And also my wife and I will celebrate next month, we'll celebrate 35 years of marital bliss. So that's black love for you. It don't happen no often, but we loving it.
That is excellent.
Yeah.
So much for sharing such personal information with us about who you are and where you come from. And we know you come from a really hard, a good work ethic. That is one thing that our family has. So can you share with us who would your parents say that you were as a child?
I gotta mute this. Get you 1 second.
Okay.
I know it's gonna start ringing. It always does. Never rings till I get on the phone. I was on call time earlier for fundraising, and people are calling me back. Anyway, who would my parents say that I am? Is that the question? I'm trying to rephrase the question.
Wengay was not you. Who would they say that you were? What is your?
I would guess. I would guess my mom, who I spent the majority of my time, would say I was just I was how can I put it? An alley engineer. I'll put it like that. And what I mean by that, we used to go up and down the alley. Like I tried to tell you earlier, we were born and raised in Midtown South St. Pete, the most impoverished area in all of Pinellas County. It was that way back then, and it's still that way today. And in that alley was a lot of single mamas. I never knew it until I got older. And we played 2 blocks over and 2 blocks up because you had to hear your mama call you. Whenever we were playing hopscotch or freeze tag or whatever, and we hear a mother screaming, we freeze to try to catch the voice. Because mom been talking to you since you've been in the womb. We didn't have no pagers. We didn't have any cell phones, none of that. We had Sky Pager. And mom would just go out there and yell your name, and you better come running through the cut, or you're going to get cut. But in any event, we used to go, we stayed up and down the alley, and I would find stuff. It was just always intriguing to me. I would find electronics. I found one time I found an old burnt up radio and made it work. And my mom used to go in my room and she see this burnt up radio, hooked up the speakers. I took a speaker and I put it inside of a cardboard box. And you come in, you hear music, and it was working. And one time I ruined her 45, not a gun, but a 45 record, because every Friday she used to get, after she got paid, she used to go buy her favorite record from the record store. We had record stores back then, wasn't live streaming. And I was always intrigued to how the needle worked on the record. So I didn't have a needle, so I took a staple and I put a staple on the end of this turntable I found, and it played nice and clear one time because it cut a groove all through the album. After that, it was done. I never forget her screaming at me about that. But my mom saw early on in me the intriguiness and how I, determined to try to figure out stuff. I was always trying to figure out stuff and make it work. That was my pedigree. So when after graduating Northeast High School in '81, she got me enrolled in ITT, which is International Telephone and Telegraph Technical Institute, where I earned an AS degree in electronics engineering. And then after that, I did a 20-year career at Xerox Corporation, where I met my soulmate, Melissa. So she set it all into path. And she was also living when I graduated and got a job with Xerox. She passed away in 1985 of a massive heart attack. Raising 8 kids, she didn't get by herself. But this picture, I'm gonna grab it. Excuse me 1 second. This picture was my mom, and that's her. That's her and I standing by my.
Can you hold it a little closer to the camera?
I'm trying to, but it's coming out of focus.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting close as I can without the glare.
That's fine.
Yeah, that was in the background was my my brand new Ford Escort that Xerox got us for field technicians. That's my mom standing right next to me. but I keep that picture handy. That's my hero, and we did a lot together. That was my hero. You know, like I said, a single mom raising 8 kids, and it was really tough for her because she did domestic work. She cooked and cleaned for affluent, white families in Snell Island and Sheracre. She cooked and cleaned and raised their kids, and then she would come home and took the government subsidy that we got for 8 kids, and she would put that together and feed the masses. I'm a product of what you're looking at is food stamps, welfare, government cheese, free lunch, reduced lunch, summer jobs, after school jobs. You're looking at it. But everything I'm not made me everything that I am. And I took full advantage of every opportunity to realize my full potential, because those things were a hand up, not a handout. So after a 25-year career with Xerox Corporation, I returned to a 20-year. I returned to St. Pete, where the South Side was still the South Side. It was still impoverished. It was still desolate. And, I thought it not robbery to offer myself up to make a difference. See, a lot of people say things and make a lot of noise. And Dad taught me this a long time ago. An empty wagon makes a lot of noise. But very few will offer themselves up to make a difference. And that's what I've done. That's what I've been doing.